The next part of measurement that we're learning about is the area of shapes. And I know many of you would probably rather not be doing this, but it is a really important aspect because what we're learning now can really be applied in real life. This is our ability to calculate the amount of paint that's required on a wall or the amount of floor space that we have in a house that's going to fit certain furniture. It's our ability to calculate how many pavers we're going to need in our backyard, or how much space we have for a garden, or the plants we're putting into the garden. So what we're learning in terms of perimeter and area are really two of the, besides probably financial mathematics, two of the biggest and most used topics in everyday life for the rest of our lives. So when we learnt about perimeter, we said that it was the distance around the outside of a shape, as if you were to walk around the edge of a particular shape. When we're calculating area, what we're actually doing is measuring the whole inside space. When we looked at perimeter, we were looking at singular lines. When we're looking at area, we're looking at a flat surface. So we write our answers in squared, centimetres squared, metres squared. So that indicates that we've actually found the area. And that's going to make a little bit more sense as we look at particularly the formula for a square. But if we think about it in this way, here is our space. We know that 1 metre and 1 metre, so a square that has 1 metre sides is 1 metre squared. And if we had 3 and 4 metres, so I've ruled this into a grid. So I've got 3 along that side and I've got 4 down this side. This means that's 1 metre, 1 metre, 1 metre. This is 1 metre, 1 metre, 1 metre, 1 metre. So inside this one, looking over this side, that is going to be 1 metre squared. This one's 1 metre squared, 1 metre squared, 1 metre squared. The whole way down, all of those are the same. So we could then work out that 3 metres by 4 metres has the area of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 metres squared. We don't just write 12 metres because that is one singular length, but what we're looking at is the whole flat surface. So this is what it is that we're calculating, but you could imagine if we were dealing with much bigger numbers, this is a really long process. And if we're dealing with not whole numbers, so numbers that have a decimal point, this could take us a very long time. It would get really, really fiddly and would be inaccurate. So we do have some formulas that I don't want you to forget. So I'm going to give you a moment now to think about on the next slide what you want to do. You could take a screenshot of it, you could pause the video and you could write them down, make notes of them in your book or on a piece of paper or in your iPad or on your device somewhere, because the next formulas are going to be crucial for you to understand and apply them in our assessment task. So take the time now to either pause the video or to take a screenshot if you can be really quick. These formulas are different because we use a different process depending on the shape of that we're calculating the area for. So I'm going to go through each of these and give you a demonstration of how we actually work it out. So our first shape is a square. We use the formula area equals length squared. So with a square, we have all 4 sides being exactly the same. So we only need to know one side of a square to be able to calculate the length. Reason being, whatever one side is, the other 3 sides are the same. So we have our square, and I know that this is 3. Might be 3 centimetres. I am going to write out my formula. So area, I'm being lazy because I'm a mathematician. I'm not going to write area, I'm just going to put A equals length squared. This is my length, so it's going to be 3 squared. We have done index notation, and squares before, it doesn't mean 3 times 2, it means 3 times 3, because it is whatever that number is times by itself. So 3 times 3, so it is 9 centimetres squared. Because this shape is a square, we can work it out using the grid that I showed just before. So let's do that now, just to make sure that we've got it correct. So we've got 3 centimetres on one length. We know that this length is also going to be 3 centimetres. 3, 3, 3, 3. So that's 1 centimetre, 1 centimetre, 1 centimetre, 1 centimetre, 1 centimetre, 1 centimetre. That's going to be 1 centimetre squared. This one's 1 centimetre squared, 1 centimetre squared, and the same down and across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So over here, this is correct. You could also put this into your calculator, or you could put this into your calculator to double check. You don't need to draw out the grid, but this is what it's representing when we're calculating area. Our next shape is a rectangle. So similar to a square, except for we have 2 lengths the same and 2 lengths the same. And our formula for a rectangle is area equals a length times width. So if we had our rectangle over here and say it was 4 and 2 meters, we're going to do area equals length times width. So the length is 4 and the width is 2. So we do 4 times 2, which is 8 meters squared. If I was to grid that up, I could use what we've got here already. It's not quite accurate, but that's okay. That would mean that's 1 meter, 1 meter, 1, 1, 1, 1. And so that would be 1 meter squared. That would be 1 meter squared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could also put this into my calculator if I needed to. A little bit different to when we calculate the perimeter, we actually only need to do 2 sides, and we only times those 2 sides together. If this said 4 meters and 2 meters, we don't times all of them. We just choose one and the other and times them together. We ignore the other 2 sides. If we were to times it all together, our number is going to be very large, and we're actually doubling what we need to do. So that's how we do a rectangle. The next example is a triangle. And this is probably the first time that our shape becomes a little bit tricky, but in terms of our formula. This is our formula. Area equals half base times height. And you can see that base times height is within brackets. So we're going to need to calculate that first. So if we had our triangle in the same shape that it is here, base, and this is our height along there. So say we had base of 6 and a height of 4. We write out our formula, area equals half base times height. So half base times height is 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24, so half times 24. This is a little bit of a tricky one. So we can times by 0.5 times 24. So, or if that's a little bit tricky, you could do 24 divided by 2 because that's also half. 24 divided by 2 or 0.5 times 24 is 12. So the area of this, Tim add in the units, is 12 centimetres squared. It's a little trickier using this shape to represent it as a grid like we just did to double check that we got the right answer. But basically this triangle here will fit perfectly over this side. So if you had a triangle and you cut it down the middle, flip that over, it will fit here. And we now have a rectangle, which our base is along here and our height is along here. And the reason that it is half is because you can notice this is only half the length of the base. Even though that bit goes at the top, when we're doing a rectangle, we're just doing length times height. And in this case, it's half the base times by the height. And that's how we work out a triangle. Our next shape is a parallelogram, which is a rectangle that has been shifted a little bit on its side. So we don't use the length here, we actually use the height of the shape and the base of the shape. So our formula is area equals base times height, making sure that we're using the length that is a right angle here. So if we had our parallelogram and it looked like this, and our height was 5 and our base was 6 meters, we would simply do base 6 times height, which is 5. So our answer would be 30 meters squared. In the same way that I just showed with the triangles, this shape here actually fits in perfectly here to create a rectangular or square, depending, shape there. And that we could use then to create a grid to double check our answers. But in this case, we can just simply use our numbers, put them in a calculator or work it out in our head. So our next shape is a trapezium, also known as a trapezoid. Same shape, just different pronunciations in different parts of the world. So this is what it looks like. It is basically a rectangle that has triangles on the end. In this situation, it is actually equal, so it's the same, but sometimes it might look a little bit like this. So this side is very much longer than this side. So our formula to work this out is area equals base plus the top divided by 2 times by the height. So we put in place our measurements. So we've got height here, and that might be 3 centimeters, and we might have the top, which is 2 centimeters, the bottom, which is 6 centimeters. So we've got our measurements on here. Formula is base plus top divided by 2 times by the height. So base is 6 plus the top, which is 2, divided by 2 times by 3. So I'm going to work out the starting part of the equation, and I'm going to do the times by 3 later. So 6 plus 2 is 8 divided by 2 times 3. 8 divided by 2, when it's a fraction, that actually represents divide. 8 divided by 2 is 4 times 3, because the 3 has just gone from here and it's dropped straight down and continued to drop down. So it equals 12 centimeters squared. All you need to do is ensure that you've got the right measurements in the right places with this equation, because it is a little bit tricky. Our next shape is a rhombus. So a rhombus looks like a diamond, and instead of using measurements on the outside like we have been, we are now only focusing on the measurements that are on the inside. So we have a diagonal P and a Q. It could be diagonal A and B, it could be P and S, whatever you decide, as long as one diagonal and the other diagonal are being multiplied. So our formula is area equals diagonal P times diagonal Q divided by 2. So here is our rhombus. This length might be 5 centimeters and this length might be 6 centimeters. And what we're going to do is area equals diagonal P times diagonal Q divided by 2. So diagonal P is 6 times by diagonal Q, which is 5 divided by 2. 6 times 5 is 30 divided by 2. 30 divided by 2 is 15 centimeters squared. So this time, just remembering you're using the inside measurements only. And our lucky last shape is a kite. So very similar to the last one that we saw, but you'll notice that there's a little bit of a different triangle at the top here and a longer triangle at the bottom, using the exact same formula that we just did for the rhombus. So you're using the inside lengths, diagonal P times diagonal Q divided by 2. So if we had our kite here, and we've got 6 and 2 meters, we simply do 6 times 2 divided by 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Divide that by 2 is 6 meters squared. And that's how we calculate a kite.